Hello, مرحبا, أهلا وسهلا في My Dubai, my city. Today we are going to talk about functions of names. It's small. We are going to do a small recapitulation about Arabic alphabets. So at the beginning I have mentioned that we have 28 alphabetical letters. We have some vowels and some consonants. The main vowels, long vowels, are A, U, E. A, for example, when we have طاولة, this is the A, the long vowel. غروب, here it's the short long vowel also. Wadi, so we have A, U, E. These are long vowels as letters. And we have some short vowels also, which are considered like markers, vocalization markers or grammatical markers, which help us to define what is the function of the word in the sentence. So these short vowels, these markers, we have the A, al-fatha, the U, al-damma, and the E, al-kasra. Fatha, A, U, al-damma, E, al-kasra. So these short vowels, these marks that you can find at the end of the word in the sentence, it helps you to define what is the function. When you see U at the end of the word, it means it is marfu'. It is marfu'. And this always, it is a subject. When it is marfu', it is a subject. Subject is fa'il. Like for example, we say لعب الولد في الصف. لعب is the verb. We're not talking about the verb today. We will go later for the verb. الولد, here the mark is الولد. And when we see this mark on the top of this word, so we understand that this is the subject. The child play in the class. Al-waladu is the subject of the verb play. So when we see this mark, al-waladu, it means marfu', and the subject is always marfu'. The subject is always marfu'. There is damma. We call this damma. Now if we say akala al-waladu at-tuffaha. So akala is the verb, akala is to eat, al-waladu, the child, at-tuffaha is the apple. So here the subject, what is the subject? Is al-waladu, it is always marfu'. We put dammi when it is marfu', when it is subject. It's always the mark that help us to understand the meaning of the sentence, who ate the apple. And at-tuffahata is maf'ul bihi. We call it object of the verb, we call it maf'ul bihi. And the fatha is the mark that we call it mansoob. Al-fatha is when it is mansoob. In general, all the objects of verbs are mansoob. And we have also majroor. Majroor is when we use al-kasra. This is dammi, fatha, and kasra. Kasra is underneath the line. So for example here, في الصف, لعب الولد في الصف, the kasra is underneath of the letter. في الصف. So when we have a preposition في الصف, it is حرف جار and اسم مجرور. This is the حرف الجر and this is الاسم المجرور. And always اسم المجرور, we have the kasra at the end, and this is, we call it مجرور, اسم مجرور. So we have مرفوع, منصوب, and مجرور. مرفوع بالضمة, منصوب الفتحة, مجرور الكسرة. Some other situation, we have also مرفوع when it has a nominal sentence. This we'll see next time. Nominal sentence when the sentence starts with a name, like for example خبر عاجل. خبر عاجل, like for example خبر عاجل. We start the sentence خبر, it's a name, so this should be مرفوع with a ضمة. عاجل also it's a ضمة. This is the predicate of the noun. خبر عاجل. خبر is اسم مرفوع, and مرفوع always بالضمة. There is other ways to make it مرفوع. We can use sometimes ألف ونون. We can put مرفوع in ألف ونون. Sometimes it is مرفوع with واو ونون. This we'll see it later on when it is dual or when it is plural. And مجرور is always كسرة أو ياء ونون. ياء ونون is always also to make it منصوب or مجرور. منصوب or مجرور we can use ياء ونون. And this we'll see it later on more in details in next clips. I hope it is quite basic and you could understand what are the short vowels and how it helps us in recognizing the function of the names in the sentence, so we would know what is the verb, who is the subject, and who is the object of the verb. The subject is always مرفوع بالضمة, and the object of the verb always منصوب بالفتحة. And these are the markers that we see at the end of the name or the word in the sentence. I hope it's quite clear and hope to see you next time. إلى اللقاء.